Hey guys, welcome to the Power Ranger Watch Along. I am here with the Sudarso Brothers. Now, a lot of you guys obviously know them. I know them best as Hyperforce Rangers personally. That's my one of my favorite things. But look, one of the big things at Power Morphicon, actually the biggest thing that I've ever experienced at Power Morphicon was actually, Peter, when you got cast, because it was the most emotional moment I probably have ever had at a Morphicon. So we already know the story behind that, but you guys got the chance to work together on screen a couple of times during Peter's season in Ninja Steel. How'd all that come together?
That actually came through from Chip. Chip wanted to do a huge anniversary episode, and he said they've been doing this across the grid, a mashup along with what was it called? Shattering the Grid, right? And so they had already had the storylines kind of going along with it, and they wanted to take an idea where multiple of the past Rangers come into our episode. So that's when they tried to surprise me. When they tried to get Yoshi in on it, they tried to surprise me. So what was it like on your end?
Chip and his surprises, dude. He likes to mess with people.
I know.
He likes to mess with people. I know that Chip also wanted to explain, because there was a lot of questions after our season, whoa, there's dinosaurs now. Why is this happening? This and that. And he's like,
oh, convenient. He used my season to do that for your mistakes.
My mistake? I mean, but anyway, it was kind of like his way to be like, let's wrap it in a nice little bow, and here you go. Understand that there are different dimensions. Obviously with RPM and ours being the only other two dimensions, everybody else is in technically the same timeline except for us two.
Yeah.
So
I do. This is something completely off topic, and I just remembered it. But I think it was you, Peter. You actually were talking about watching Avatar: The Last Airbender. I just started watching it, and I can't stop. It is,
dude, so good.
You just started?
Just started.
Good.
You're so late on this.
They just got Legend of Korra up, so you got to catch up quick, bro.
I know, it's so good. I'm so happy they're making that live action for Netflix. That sounds amazing.
Bro, I just heard that. Yeah, well, the
creators are no longer a part of it.
What?
Yeah. Not only that, their reasoning for
differences.
Exactly. That's why I think I think it's still gonna be good, and I'm so excited for it. But the fact that the main idea behind it that keeps it coherently Last Airbender, they're parting ways with Netflix. So it's oh, what is Netflix trying to do? What's something that the director doesn't even want?
I don't like the fact that it's for creative differences. It makes me a little nervous too, because the show's really I was putting it on for my girlfriend's daughter, but then I started watching it and I was like, yo, this show's actually
so good. Dude, so good. It's one of the shows that I think is timeless. For kids watching it, they'll be like, oh, this is amazing. And then as adults, we're like, this is so deep. This is so deep,
It's incredible.
I think I've watched the full season, all 3 seasons, maybe 5 times now.
Really?
Oh, dang. I'm at 3 or 4 minutes.
Yeah.
I got to catch up because I'm barely at 1. But
it's so good.
It is amazing. I know a lot of people are going to think that we're going to be watching Dimensions and Dangers, but we are not. We are actually going to watch the POISY Show, which was the Christmas episode that really featured the two of you together. Now, we're going to start that here on Netflix, so the fans at home can watch along with us live as essentially you guys can take us a little bit behind the scenes, what was going on at the time, talk about your experience and some of the fondness that you have from shooting this episode. So we're going to start it, and I'm going to do a little countdown here so the fans can jump on with us. We're going to start it up in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. So let's see. Here we go.
Are we skipping recap? No, right?
No, we're gonna watch the recap because I like knowing what's going on in my episodes.
Wait, mine's not turning on automatically.
No?
No.
Oh, you click the link at start. You're supposed to press play. I open the link and then press play.
Oh, I thought it just presses. I thought it presses play automatically. I thought that's what y'all said. Oh,
no, I think
we're going back.
It's all good. Let's start the countdown over so we can watch it all at the same time.
Yo, that's my bad. Let me load it up then really quick.
No, all good.
I'm so dumb.
This is COVID era. This is what we do.
I thought that it was like a magical link.
Doesn't understand.
That's me. That's me.
I'm not gonna lie. I actually thought so when I played it. Yoshi, did it play for you? Did it start playing?
Oh no. I played it for myself.
Okay.
Yeah, see, I thought that it was gonna be a magical link that if he clicked it, it was gonna just play for me.
I'm not gonna lie. I actually thought it worked the same way Peter did. So.
Oh, okay, good. I was like, yo, shit, this ain't working. All right, yeah, I'm ready to count it down. You let me know.
Okay, here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. Should be playing now.
Ew. We
have that recap. So back at Ninja Steel, talk to me about some of the, like, because you guys shot in New Zealand, both of you guys shot in New Zealand. But for Ninja Steel, Yoshi and Peter, Yoshi, for you, it must have been like coming back to something you're familiar with. But at this point in time, I'm sure this is towards the end of your run, Peter. So what's going on in your head around this time when shooting this episode?
This was the best time of my life. I was on, I think, if anyone could say that there was a highlight of my life, this so far might be one of them. This was during the time when I was already almost done with filming. So not only was I emotional because like the whole idea of like this is almost done. Like my dream career is almost coming to an end. My adventure's almost done. I'm already like riding off of this like high emotional steam. Next thing you know, it's like, oh, your brother's gonna come on the show and he's gonna spend the last 1 month, 1.5 months. He's gonna spend the last 1.5 months, yeah, with you on your show. And the thing is, like, as much as I love working, I love being on set, I love acting. More importantly, I love being a Power Ranger. At the end of the day, 9 months of working something every dang day from like 5 a.m. until 9 p.m. gets tiring, you know? So it's like, I was kind of ready to go home. Not like I was ready to be done, but I was just kind of like, okay, I'm ready to go home. So the fact that like it was already ending, I'm excited for it to end. I'm sad for it to end. Now my brother comes in. I was legit just on a high. Like everything, I legit felt like I was on cloud 9. I was walking the streets of Auckland and I felt like I was like, I don't know, like in a dream or something. So personally, I thought it was amazing. It was probably the best way to finish filming for me. Because also like we filmed the Christmas episode right after we filmed Dimensions in Danger. So what was it before or was it after?
It was right after because I stayed longer than the rest of the cast. Right. Because the rest of them, they only had that one episode or whatever, right?
You came earlier. You guys left at the same time. You came earlier. No? I think you did.
So. I may have come earlier, but not to film yet. Because they had them like leave a little earlier than me. Well, some of them stayed to like do whatever. Anyways, beside the fact. But
anyways, besides the fact, yeah. Anyways,
it was cool that I got to like go to New Zealand and kind of the first day I got there, I was like, take me to set. I want to go to set. They're like, you don't want to go to your hotel? I was like, yes, take me to a hotel. Let me shower. But then take me to set right away. Like, you don't want to rest or anything. I was like, no. I want to go to set. I want to see my brother working. I want to see him on set. And it just so happened that it was like an action bit. So I came over and I like stayed in the back. I didn't want to like get in there and be like, Peter, do it like this. Do it, didn't want to be that guy.
No.
Like, just watching him. And then it was so cool to see him like at work and like with the team that we were working with before. And it's kind of like that feel like Peter and I weren't super like popular in high school, right? So that we never had that vibe of like coming back to school and it's like homecoming, but this was that feel, right?
Yeah.
I was no longer the newbie. I came back and everybody was like, hey, Yoshi's back, all the crew's the same. And then you know there's the new cast too, which is great because I got to like help them throughout their audition, some of them at least, and like they already kind of knew who I was. So it was cool to see them again and then just like to work with them alongside them, Like we didn't have that for Dino Charge, which is kind of sad. Like we didn't have anybody come back, which was like for me and Brennan, it was like, that's what we wanted. We wanted to see the old school guys, but we got it. We finally got it for, Dimensions in Danger. For me anyways. Sorry, Brennan.
I have a question for you guys, because obviously we're doing this over Zoom in the COVID era. Power Rangers is obviously going to forge on, is shooting New Zealand with Dino Fury. How do you think that that's going to be handled with the COVID era, like with everything going on in the shooting?
I personally think
they're doing great, yeah. Because I know another company that's already filming there. They just had people come in and quarantine for 2 weeks, and then they start filming, like, you know, depending, because I know Auckland's going to level 2 right now, so
yeah, they just got back into
precaution.
Yeah,
they're gonna take every precaution, and I think it's gonna be tough if they're gonna do a reunion episode, because now they've got to get the people to do a reunion, to quarantine for 2 weeks, and then depending on where they are, it's gonna be tough, especially because everybody's talking it's dinos again. Like, dinos should come back. I would love that, but I just don't.
Or maybe a dragon. Maybe a dragon comes back from like a different season. Who knows? I don't know. What to say.
Dragon dinosaur's different.
Hey, this season has a purple dragon knight. Okay.
It does. Now,
Fair.
Yoshi, when you actually saw Peter shooting on set, I'm assuming it wasn't for, like, do you remember which episode that was, or at all?
Yeah, I think
it was when the dad came back, right, or something.
Yeah, it was no, it was one of the episodes. It was I think it was when my character takes the lead against the guy who is Tinymon. That one. Yeah.
Oh, I just saw you get like thrown into a portal. How did they do that? They had like a pad behind you and they just knocked you down?
Yeah, they just knocked me down multiple times. Yeah, this part. This was the best. Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say this part was the best because like this is when everybody else was on set and me and Yoshi legit had days off because this is everybody else was filming and a lot of it, half the show was this, you know. So even though like it was focused on me and Yoshi, we actually had a lot of time off just to chill.
He like came and lived with me at the hotel because he had like his own place at the time. And I was like, screw it, just come to the hotel. Just live here with me while I'm here. And we just like walked around Auckland, middle of the night.
Yeah.
I mean, that must have been refreshing for you, Peter, because like, look, no matter what, no matter how long you can get along with people, if you're working with them for like 12-hour days and then living with people, it is a very hard thing.
Well, I was really lucky. I was actually not living with the rest of the cast. And me and the cast is actually, that
was one of the first things I told him not to do.
Yeah, and because of that, that's what I was actually going to say. Because we got to not live together, our working situation was actually super smooth and super fluid until the end. Thank God. But it was still nice to get a break anyways, you know?
Yeah. Peter, tell him about how you had to be in the pterodactyl there.
Yeah, that was fun. Just like being on the pterodactyl when they gripped me. Technically, all I was doing was I was just pretending that I was just like on like this little like chair.
Weren't you on like we put a little
with a little fan under
yeah, a little fan. He's like,
yeah, that was actually pretty fun.
Videos of it.
Now, when we're watching scenes like this, who's usually doing like the voice of like POISY or whoever? Who's behind the camera doing that voice?
Actually, the Japanese stuntmen.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're quite good. I gotta admit, that's something that not a lot of people give I guess credit for. Is that the Japanese stuntmen who are inside the monster suits? They memorize the lines.
Oh wow!
These guys memorize the English lines and run it back to us.
So when we're seeing these monsters, it's not just the voiceover. Like whoever's in that suit is really contributing to the performance of that role as well.
100%. That's I think something that's actually kind of sad. Like they don't really give the stuntmen I guess technically the physical performance, because when they do it, not only are they saying the lines, they're giving the like what they're gonna look like, you know. So it kind of sucks. Yeah. They're not getting credit for that. I didn't realize.
I mean, and that's like an Andy Serkis thing, right? Like where the CG performers are just as performers doing the role.
Yeah,
now, but sometimes if they can't like hear through the mask, depending on what it is, the AD will read it.
Oh, really?
But mostly it's the Japanese stunt performers. Whoever's inside the suit will do that.
Oh wow, that's incredible! I had no idea that they were so involved with that part of the show. That's insane.
Most of their time is when they shoot second unit. All the monsters, all that stuff. When they shoot in second unit or in the ranger suits, all that stuff. There's no actors there. It's all them.
Oh,
So
wow.
they're the actors, and they're doing all the lines, everything, and then you know, you just have us dub over the faces, or the monster voices dub over it. So they're doing all of it, and like sweating inside the suit like crazy inside the studio. Oh, bro, inside the studio, when you walk in there, you're like, whoa.
It's
just like
muggy.
dressed like this, it's so muggy. It's not great.
Yeah,
How
but
often
Through it with a suit.
How often did you guys actually have to be in suits though?
Never.
Never.
Yeah, I think the only one who got to was Red Ranger. For me, your season, you got to do it. I didn't even get to do it once.
No?
Yeah,
I wore it 3 times. No, I didn't.
No helmetless?
Not once.
You didn't have one helmetless scene?
I didn't have. I have 0.
Oh, same.
I had 3 times of wearing the suit. It was during the reveal. It was during the photo shoot, and during like commercial photos and stuff like that.
Same.
3 times in my whole career, which is crazy because I've worn everybody else's suits plenty of times.
Well, I guess then that's just a note to remember when we filmed the Hyperforce one, that we film a lot of helmetless scenes. Oh wait, don't say anything. Right.
With
just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I find that so. By the way, I want a Hyperforce season 2. I don't know who to talk to. About that.
No, we don't just even want Hyperforce season 2. Me and Yoshi have been talking about this. Like if we can somehow get this off the ground running, we want to make something where we can even get the suits and do like a live action. Do something that's kind of like a beautiful marriage of like Power Rangers meets CW The Flash meets like superhero modern comics, you know? So it's like a little bit.
Hey, here's Peter falling.
Hey, there I go. Into your arms. Down the hill we go.
We did that together.
We actually did. Yeah, we did our own
stunts. I just held him. I like bounced and then like threw him backwards.
Now I know that in Dino Charge Yoshi, you actually grew out your hair, and this is a wig. If you had to do it back again,
what? No, this is not a wig. This is
real hair.
The worst wig I have ever worn.
If you had to do it back again, would you have rather worn a wig or just keep your hair just growing out?
Hey Yosh, I look taller than you.
The 8 months? You had shoes on, fool. I didn't have shoes. My hair's taller than yours. Look at how big my head is.
So this is right after shooting, though. This is right after shooting Dimensions in Danger. You guys rolled right into this?
Yeah. Yo, this is wild. Like, to look at, like, I remember watching it, but I don't fully remember. I don't, like, it doesn't really register in my brain every day that, like, we were on a TV show together, you know?
This was our idea.
That was 100% our idea. Okay, see, this was actually something that really upset me. Because I don't understand why they couldn't have even given us Morph together. We had to sneak that in. And I actually do want to say this. Like, I kind of feel a little bit bad. But we did this without approval. Like, we had to sneak it in with the second unit AD. And we were like,
so
we just try it.
Masaki was second unit director for this. And when we were filming all this stuff, we were like, hey, Masaki-san, I know it's not in the script, you know, for us to get a Morph. We did ask for it. I just feel like 1, the fans would really love it, and 2, we would love it.
Like, so we can record it, you know? Yeah, because we also wanted. Because originally, that was our excuse. Yeah, that was our excuse. We were like, we're just gonna do it for ourselves, like, so for our camera. And then if you guys want to film it too, you can. And they're like, yeah, you know what? We'll just set it up anyways. So they set it up with like the whole like Zoom and everything.
Masaki, when I was telling him all this, he was already like, he was on board. He was like, of course. No. He was like, I'm already planning on doing it. But yes, of course we're doing this. That's why he had the whole setup and everything. So when I was like, you know, like Peter and I were like, okay, we gotta ask him. When
that's because he understood the spirit of Sentai, you know?
Exactly.
He understood.
He was already like, he was like, I understand. He was like, no, it's gonna happen. Like, I was like, Masaki.
Yeah,
he was so good. I was like,
dude. I was like, oh, thank you. Because like he set up the thing so that way we could film it from my phone camera on the big projected lens. But at the end of the day, because he even said it himself, he was like, Chip didn't want it. Chip didn't want it. So yeah, I don't know why. I think he said it was like too much time or something. Like
I think there was a lot of time, but it ended up being in the edit, so.
Yeah, so it worked out.
He must have been happy with it.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, thank goodness.
And we did get the scenes done pretty fast because we're so used to working with each other that it was like, they were like, oh, we have plenty of time. I think we did like 5 different shots of that Morph.
I don't know.
He was like, from this side, and then we're going to go from this side. He did one pulling back. He did one pulling forward. He did one panning. He did one going down. I was like,
Yeah,
I'm getting tired of doing this,
knew.
Masaki.
And the thing too that I wish is I wish this scene right here where we're like fighting them, there was a chance where our like helmets get blasted off.
Oh, really?
I wish.
I wish.
Not it didn't happen, but that would have been really, really cool had it happened.
Now,
Yeah, it gave us the thing, but it didn't give us all of it. Anyway, sorry.
No, you're good. When you guys are doing ADR, are you guys doing ADR for this together?
No.
We did we did for this.
No,
I have video of you doing this. Remember?
Oh, what? Okay, we were in the.
We did it in America.
Yes, but we were in the same room. I was inside. It wasn't technically scheduled to be that way. It was just because mine came in after yours.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like,
scheduled for us to be at the same time. No.
No.
But I did go to Peter's one
yeah.
of Peter's ADR stuff while we were in New Zealand.
Yeah.
I went with him so I could film him doing stupid stuff.
ADR kind of always fascinates me because like it's such a different skill set. Like, and it's something that a lot of people probably don't even realize that you're still acting. Like it's still an acting thing. So with both of you guys doing ADR, what's the most important thing that you kind of like learned or can carry over into other aspects of your career?
Bro, ADR. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Did you want to say something else? I was just gonna say.
No, go first.
ADR is probably one of the most fun things about being a Power Ranger. It's what makes you actually feel like in the suit. And what I think, well, personally, it's not even just about what you carry away from it. It's like how cool is it that you get to voice like a superhero for a bit. But if you want to carry something away from it, it's the skill of doing voice acting.
Sure.
Because technically the ADR that we do isn't just like, hey mom, how's it going? And just matching the lips, hey mom, how's it going? It's seeing how the Japanese actors inside the suits are going. And us being like, what do you mean? And it's like, because some of the words is going to be like hard. It's like, did you see where he went? But then it'll be like the voice actor, the suit actor will be like,
right.
You know? So then you'll have to be like, did you see where he went? Instead of being like, did you see where he went? You know, like it doesn't make sense if like your voice is level and then the suit actor is like super like animated. So I'd say it's just like matching the energy of like what you see on the screen. And I think that really helps a lot for voice acting if you want to get into that.
Yeah, I agree.
I think
that performance. Go ahead, Yoshi.
Yeah, I think one of the weirdest things that I've noticed is because a lot of people that don't know this, like, I think it's really cool that we got a video of like the Wolverine going and getting really into it for his like voiceover, and I think that's super dope. But at the same time, it's like as I do more voiceover and stuff like that, I'm realizing that that's not the skill. When you want to do voiceover, that you want to be moving around and all that stuff, but all we get is we can hear your footsteps, your hands moving too much, and we can hear it in the mic. Can we do all of that again? It's great,
but just your voice.
Like, keep yourself. So imagine having to do that Wolverine's like, but then we're doing this. Even there's like
you're right.
Mic.
Yeah, we heard your earring jingle a little bit as you went.
A little bit.
Wait, you want me to go full out and not move anything?
So when we do our fight scene, it's like,
we'll get you next time. Like, and your voice in your face. You're not even moving your freaking face. You know?
Now, if you can do all of that without moving, that's the skill. That's the darn skill.
Yeah.
Did how much freedom did you guys have to like play with the lines when you guys were doing ADR?
Very little. Like
really?
I think maybe like for me personally, I got to change the lines like twice, but that's only because the guy who did ADR was so nice. He was like one of the kindest dudes ever, Jim. But no, besides that, like no, we had to do everything strictly with the lines, especially with ADR.
I had the opposite.
What?
Really?
I changed it so many times.
I did too, but I got in trouble. He got so upset with me. You didn't care? You didn't care. That's why. No, I got in trouble. I didn't want to get in trouble, so I was like, okay, yeah, I'll do it.
I also probably is like, I'm definitely more abrasive than Peter in that kind of sense.
Yeah, you're more disagreeable. Let's say that.
But for me, like Coda speaks a certain way, right? Yeah. There's something about his speech pattern that when I got into Dakota in the beginning, I had said it. These are the rules, you know, and this is how he needs to be, and it has to make sense for certain words, right? Yeah. And so I had to keep that throughout my years, And, you know, coming back for a second season, coming back for a third one, the writing is a little different. Maybe they forget because they're writing for all kinds of different people. But all I know is Coda. I just need to know Coda. And this is how his speech pattern should be, you know? That's why when there was like big words, maybe he knows the big words, but maybe he doesn't really know how to say it and why he's saying it.
Like maybe he's uncomfortable.
And he just heard somebody say it. It's like a kid hearing us say a cuss word and then they say it all innocent like because they don't know, right?
Yeah.
It's stuff like that. Coda just
and even like using like
like
I guess like good grammar too. Like if it's written with good grammar, I feel like that'd be kind of weird to hear Coda be like, I'm gonna send this to you later on tonight, instead of being like, I'm going to send later today, you know, stuff like that. But yeah, I guess you. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
He's actually my rule for Coda is that he tries to be more proper than you should be. So if they write in like, it's something something, I would switch it to it is, because he learned the proper way to say things, like, and that's just how he knows how to do it. He doesn't do slang. When he does slang, it's like, oh, I heard it from somebody. So then it has to mix that kind of thing. Like, so it's just little things like that. It's just like spreading the words. Like, of course, it's morphing time. Like, my only way that I changed it was I did a
morphing
space,
time,
right? I would say it's morphing time because he forgets. He's like, wait, what's the word? But then with Peter, like when I have to morph with other people, I just have to do it similarly. So if you hear Coda in the call outs and stuff like that, there isn't really a Coda there because it just can't be, because then it destroys the congruency. But I keep my voice a little quieter when we do the call outs so that I don't, like, nobody realizes that Coda sounds like me in that sense, you know?
Yeah.
Were you surprised how popular Coda ended up becoming, even though that, like, because the premise, this is their first Power Ranger that's essentially from another era of Coda stature. Are you surprised how much that caught on?
Well, I mean, technically he wasn't. It wasn't Jungle Fury.
Wild Force Red.
My bad. Yeah, sorry.
Look at you schooling me on some Power Ranger knowledge. I love it.
But he learned his English within like an episode. He did like the
That's
whole
true.
montage.
he got like the Power Ranger intelligence while you didn't. The boost intelligence.
Yeah. But I mean, like, I think that was one of the coolest things is that Dino Charge, we were allowed to play so much with the characters. Yeah. You know, we had me who had like he's learning English. He doesn't have an accent, but he's learning English like a child would. And then we've got, you know, the Shakespearean Gold Ranger, you know, for Ivan, Sir Ivan, you know, and we all had like his was tis morphing time.
Right.
It wasn't like it's. He never said it's. Never said it's. Even when
That's
we did
kind of cool. I like
together,
that. Tis morphing time.
Yeah, and then like we all had that like little bits of, and we have the New Zealand accent too. So I thought for us, for sure, like for us, we had such a big array that I wasn't expecting Coda to like pop out in any way. And I think for me, it's a great thing. It's an awesome thing, but I wasn't expecting anything like that for sure.
Now, is this shot on the last day, or is this shot on the first day of
this was the last day. Right?
No, this was the first.
I don't know.
It was the first.
Was it the first day?
We knocked out the stuff with everybody first, and then afterwards you and I went off on our own. Because then that's when we had. Yeah. Because then everyone else had work until the end of the shooting, while I was just chilling. And then afterwards you left, and then I left. Yeah.
Bro, that wig is so bad.
Dude, we look so similar. I love it. It's so funny, but it's like because we do it and we don't. It's like we have very similar vibes, but we also have very different vibes. So like watching it, it's kind of funny. It's like they do look somewhat similar, but for some reason it's like they don't, you know.
So that is the episode. I don't know how to stop this, so who knows how this works. But
I think the pause button.
Yeah, well, there is no pause button. Like I was.
It's the two things that look like lines.
I know. I feel like a boomer here. Like I have no idea how to work any of this stuff.
Like a boomer. Okay, boomer.
I think it just stops on its own. But that was fun. I mean, when's the last time you guys actually watched that back?
Dude, I think maybe 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I would say. Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
That's
why it's
when I don't know.
It's just weird. That's why, like, when I just saw that just for a second, I was like, wait, weird. I forgot that I lived that life, you know, because I'm in the mindset of like, it's been quarantine. I've been going to school. I got class in like 30 minutes. And then like, I'm watching this and I'm like, oh, wait, whoa, weird. I was on a show with my older brother on Netflix. This is a real TV show, you know?
And that was just like a few years ago. Imagine the people that did this 20 years ago.
Yeah, it feels like so long ago. That's weird.
It is crazy. Now, one of the last questions I have for you guys is that, Peter, I know that you're a big Go Buster fan. And I know that like you were a little surprised that was going to be the next season. Did you end up watching the season?
I watched it until like episode 10, and then life took over, and then I haven't done it yet.
Is it on Netflix already? No,
yeah.
I think part of it is from the 10 episodes that you guys did see, or that you did see. What did you think of the tone and the vibe?
I liked it. I thought that it was kind of it was getting closer to balancing the grittiness and the drama, and yet keeping it like lighthearted and childlike. I think that the characters itself, personally from what I've seen, but I've only seen 10 episodes, so I can't really say too much. I think the characters itself, they're very interesting and dynamic, but they don't seem to grow too much from what I've seen so far. But then again, it's only 10 episodes, so we'll see where it goes. So far, I really like the character progression. I really like the character dynamics. I'm really enjoying the way they're doing romance in this season. The way that they're actually like trying to incorporate like the whole like Romeo and Juliet type, well, not vibe. I mean, technically they're not like different houses, but like it's like, well, yeah, the whole Yellow.
The forbidden love thing, yeah.
Yeah, and just like the whole relationship with the Gold Ranger as well. So far I like it. It seems cute. I want to see where it goes. The one thing that is the second season already out yet? Has people seen it?
It comes out in like a couple weeks.
Okay, then good. I was about to say a spoiler because I obviously know a little bit about the second season. I was gonna say something about that. Never mind. In that case, then I will say nothing. I will say nothing because
we start forgetting like where we know what and
what we know. Yeah, because I know that there's a big plot change that happens in the second season, and aesthetically, I mean, the idea wise. You know what? We'll talk about this when the season comes out. Yeah, we'll talk about it later.
Most fans, the second season did drop in the UK, so a lot of fans have seen it.
Yeah,
but
I personally prefer the idea of I guess I just really like Dark Red Buster. I just really like Dark Red Buster. That's all I'm gonna say.
Now,
that's a cool suit.
That is the
really
best
cool suit.
Like so far, like that is. Oh my gosh! If I could have an actual suit,
it rivals the Psychos.
Yeah, it rivals. It's way better. What do you mean, yo?
I agree.
Dude,
but I'm saying is like before then,
so cool.
Before then,
so
Psychos
cool.
were the.
I agree.
I
don't think that the Dark Red Buster can take the level of I guess the significance that the Psycho Rangers have taken, because the Psycho Rangers obviously are iconic, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
If it was written differently, I think Dark Buster could have taken the similar type of significance. But with the way that things are, I don't think that it's gonna be.
I wasn't a huge fan of Go Buster until I saw Dark Buster, and then I was like, maybe I'll watch a few more.
But that's only the special at the end, dude.
I know exactly. Never mind.
Yeah.
If you guys got, I mean, we know that they're adapting Ryu Soldiers the next season, but would that have been your choice, or would you have went with something else?
Personally.
For sure, it had to be.
Really?
It had to be for me. It's dinosaurs and it looks so freaking cool. Why wouldn't you take it? What else would beat it? You're gonna take what the best one they have to offer, right? And we already know that they don't want to write for multiple characters that are too much. Like we already saw that with Dino Charge. We had 10 Rangers plus maybe 11. I don't remember. But same thing with like the Galaxy one, whatever. I forget the name of that one.
Yeah.
That one had way too many characters. There's no way. Q Ranger. So they wouldn't do that.
This is a good question that I want to ask the both of you, because there's something that came out recently, and I'm going to read it to you guys, and I want your interpretation of it, because that's the one thing we've been trying to decipher, what this interpretation means of Dino Fury. So this is from the Hasbro licensing expo or whatever it was, but season 28 of Power Rangers will also debut next year with Power Rangers Dino Fury journeying back to the core roots of the brand with action being led by the original 5 Rangers. What does that mean? What do you think that means?
Action being led by the...
I think
Wait,
that means
what?
that they're going to do a lot more out of suit fighting. I think they're going to be doing a lot more like a civvy fights, from what it sounds like. But I think that's kind of, I just, to me, that is a little bit insulting to me whenever I hear stuff like that, because it's like, okay, every season is capable of doing that. Why is it that like you didn't take that time to highlight us as well? It's not like we were incapable. We were auditioned to do stunts and action.
I had maybe 3 out of suit fights.
Wow.
Yeah.
And even some of those fights that you see on TV, like I wasn't even there for it because it was so quick that they just had some of the second unit people do it. And then, you know, we show up and go, it's Morphin time.
So, I mean, personally, I think that what they're trying to say with that statement, hopefully, is that they're going to make the show a little bit more like action oriented.
But Beast Morphers did that. They had a lot of outside of suit fights. Like they had one almost every episode. And
I have a feeling,
I know because I was talking to those guys, and one of my buddies worked on the team of that, and they were like, we had civvy fights every single time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe it's a Hasbro thing. Maybe Hasbro wants to make it like more face fighting. I don't know.
Now,
every era is different.
Have you guys seen the fan film project, The Unworthy?
I have not.
I have not.
I suggest
watch it.
Yes, check it out because I think it's along the lines of what you guys are talking about with Hyperforce. I think The Unworthy did a great job with it, but check that out. But I know we're on a time crunch, guys. I can't thank you enough for joining me and talking Power Rangers, man. It's been such a long time since I've seen the 2 of you.
It has been,
It's been a while since I've talked Power Rangers, actually, to be completely honest with you.
Well, hopefully, and also congratulations, Yoshi. I forgot to tell you. I told you off camera, but congratulations.
Oh yeah. Thank you.
That's awesome. But yeah, thanks, guys. I appreciate you for taking the time out for this, and yeah, I wish you guys all the best.
Thank you, sir. God bless you, and we'll catch you soon, man.
Yeah, definitely. Take care, guys.